Nsem-Pii TV nie.
Busuafo yesai emamo akwa babiem the Nsem-Pii TV platform yi eso. Now, the NDC has always been one political party be a Ghana hanomo rough tactics, mafia tactics, character assassination, defamation, tribalism, disrespect, arrogance, and violence, and niema omo edi adware party no a Ghana fo nyina ababi hu. Well-meaning Ghanaians can easily identify na sebi wo mu a Nsem-Pii no eya na omo ani enyam bi oniema bi hu, and most often than not NDC use this tactics to influence them against voting against the New Patriotic Party aban. And they say Ebekaya Chairman Rawlings and some Ubenya baby akọ ejina Nsem-Pii so edi ebufu kasai say John Dramani Mahama as say party ono ankasa de ne muja en kokrumuti a team so a former party na ade ntia so akofa nkofo bi aba party ni mu a all the adwen papa eba betudwa oye wan adwen se o correct o mo tiniti no mo pe na o ma so ma no go so be di wa temu ahoro aye o pasa oto mu din se babies with sharp teeth ebi ne Felix Kwakye Ofosu, ebi ne Dr. Mane Boama, ebi nso ne Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Sami Jemfimo ene omo ekeka ho. Nene Felix Kwakye Ofosu ene say as usual, ye name Matthew Poku Prempeh Dr. Mahumia, they are trying to gag up Ghanaians against them by tagging him as arrogant, as pompous, and the ekeka ho. Eno ena Dennis Miracles Abwaji, no ye spokesperson for Dr. Mahumia campaign team. Or sounds a government spokesperson. And they have to say, Ofosu Kwakye to Boise. Ghana for them fee, Usuba and Bonia or Dandy. And you will for Kwakye and your Kwakye video bab on things I will share, will be them, will be yira, what you and Hoka Bohoka, or Wolf for Kwakye. Ghana for them video, no say, was shiny pan de moi. The new consort in a year. What moral right now will sell baby advice Ghanaians say will be a homaswo, will be Chrenadian do. Intino in new kind say you consider no as a presidential candidate, if not for anything. Now, Dennis Miracles Abwaje aye Ofosu Kwakye ho adwuma yi pa. Owie anka kosi pratin che ene say Ofosu Kwakye so ede ne ho ababeti. Now, this back and forth and banter yi so wo mumienu omo official social media handles and asam komodidi eni komoditwi ye koya. Ghana fo bebre ya omo agwako hu bisi afide ye hu say NDC party no, they don't have any policy, they don't have anything new to offer Ghanaians. Nemu, the money man is one best saying nipedi as Uncle Bernard Alote Jacobs and Libio Kaino. Now, you said the Dennis Miracles Abwaje is it canning Nsem-Pii. Or say, you see when I tell you to be careful and watchful of the hypocrisy and the disrespectful posture of the NDC towards Ghanaians. This is an example referring to Ofosu Kwakye. I say every single line he has here is a classic and perfect definition for his boss, the former President Mahama, who is seeking to be president again. When your boss, former President Mahama, tells Ghanaians who criticize his incompetence to stop criticizing him if they have never been president before, that is arrogance and disrespect. This is a wolf of Ofosu Kwakye. Odon Sabanko Kwakye Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh so arrogant. And nine can all official help Swana, one boss, Mahama. Or no any dinner Nsem-Pii so can say Ghana will be tuneful. So may be president that in new kinds of tuneful. Arrogance, bang, disrespect, bang, and a chance asking Mahama kind. Miracles to also say when your boss, the former president, tells labor unions who were only asking for better conditions of service that he is a dead goat and won't listen to anyone. That is arrogance and disrespect. When your boss, Mahama, increases electricity bills in the midst of doomsday, and Ghanaians complain and he tells them to stop charging their phones if they think the prices are too high, this is arrogance and disrespect. When you know someone Mahama can catch Ghana for, I say when your boss described the OSP's report, that is Martin Amidu, as stupidity, this is arrogance and respect and disrespect. It's answer Martin Amidu agwako kan airbus once muntino Mahama jina Nsem-Pii so di dinner term live television say Martin Amidu is a stupid man. Catch Ghana for say yes it doom so one no to electricity bill ni intimintua enya your phone charge TV kura hani anso said ye be ya intua kane aboa ede we nyina ye nsem a John Dramani Mahama di tuja Now, when your boss tells Ashantis that even if their roads are built with gold for them, they won't appreciate, that is outright arrogance and disrespect, and that is tribal bigotry pro max. And Nsem-Pii Ofosu Kwakye and the boss Sana. Also, when your boss told Ghanaians in January 2016 they should endure the killer taxes he had imposed and he has no other alternative, that was brute arrogance and disrespect. We endured you and your boss's arrogance and disrespect for 4 years, yet you have the vim to still brandish his posters in our face for another re-election. You want to describe another? When you report to work on Monday and you want to see an arrogant and disrespectful person based on your scenarios here, then you don't need to step out. Open your boss, former President Mahama's door, and see his face. That's arrogance right in your face. With your definition, clearly you are being disrespectful and arrogant for presenting your boss to ask for re-election as president. Now, this is a reply. This is because about the man Ofosu Kwakye bro no can say Kofi Bent la kwakotena news fa e will join so epese or branding Dr. Matopoku Prempe as not being arrogant anymore or assertive with me chire na bien. Forgetting say ono ankasa ni NDC MP we keep cool south. Ricketts Kweku Hagan and so can the same thing say but Napo is a fantastic person and he's very intellectual, but as usual Felix Ofosu Kwakye with his sharp teeth epese oba be ye dirty job e de mama hama na Dennis chairman no peno. Now to also I can say I keep telling you, you won't have it easy these elections at all. You brought a long definition of what arrogance is. I have just shared a few of your boss, the incompetent former president's misbehavior as president, which fits directly to your description. No one forced your boss to take a job he surely wasn't cut out for, per your description, and no one put a gun to his head to exhibit such gross arrogance and disrespect when Ghanaians gave him the chance. He is miles ahead in arrogance and disrespect, and you won't easily find a co-equal for him. He is on his own. And the next time, before you come out with such crude write-ups, do an introspection and scan around your compound first. And some son of a bonting, I will come be once and shake with fear, say, what you feel, no. And the pepper one, the walk on the man, and see home, weighing miracles and wanji, eddy feather and better particulars. And a canning sema or come one, ABC net. Felix Ofosu Kwakye intimi ema me reply bi. Now he provided graphical evidence of Nsem-Pii John Dramani Mahama activity ni nsem a keka kire Ghana for any nkofu bi omo question no in his reign from January 2013 to January 2017. Now some Felix Ofosu Kwakye ni NDC fo gina so a omo pese omo de kire se Dr. Matopoku Prempe emu ade e na de ene se yebusa no se low shedding timetable we here. Dr. Matopoku Prempe ka kire omo se omo so omo pe low shedding omo anko draw timetable. Forgetting say the same thing and John Dramani Mahama it was captured in Ghana's prime newspaper, the Daily Graphic. Yes, banner headline: government will not declare load shedding in spite of power challenges. We John Dramani Mahama and the cancer assembly. Also when you load shedding bia, do so on Ukraine on for timetable mo bia. Say the president go for time on the share timetable. Mahama can on the mo bia timetable. Time will pay no time will pay right in the paper. Ghanaians didn't label him as arrogant. Now po akwa can say wa wo so pay low shedding draw timetable. Felix Ofosu Kwakye ni NDC for person which say no want to be that. Dennis miracles abaji edit these evidences these are headlines Mahama ke kind of Ghana for therefore utia now am here in the comment section say is this arrogance or is this humility? John Dramani Mahama was stop the purposeless lamentation over Ghana's challenges. And say name mo ye dia Ghana for kasa ho. John Dramani Mahama say mo kama nutum. E say hunu na mudi. Endure killer taxes. There are no alternatives. John Dramani Mahama to Ghanaians. If we build roads with gold, Ashantis will never appreciate. John Dramani Mahama did dia Asante for terms ano. The government will not yield to coercion by doctors. Doctor for a predecessor omo conditions of service yen tumo omo so omo fa omo betena fie nya omo tena fie e magana for enwu we wouldn't budge. I say I'd rather lose the election than restore trainee allowance. When teacher trainees nursing trainees esre no se nkonye hu bibi mo omo ka kire omo pain se omo po omo tuntua no omo enfo omo So a car just 1 month to elections. Now my hand may ask my sibling get any in for. I'm a good table swat, ye tuya, edema teachers and training allowances. On one hand, I say Ghanaians have very short memory. I said, do the Ghana for you now, young kai, the best sample of 12 man, and not and the result to ye in the most shameful defeat ever. Lose ye with over 1 million votes difference. Yanko Yentie said the miracles is he and cancer no ebuku.
Often what has happened is in election years, I mean, trade unions and everybody sees that government is in a vulnerable place. And so that's when demonstrations and things, agitations for increased pay and all that begin to happen. And because of the sensitivity of the period and probably the fear of losing elections, government, normally would give in to some of these pressures. And before you see, the budget is out of sync. And then when elections are over and government is installed, you have to start the belt tightening all over again. The advantage going for me is I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. And it is said that when you've killed a goat and you frighten it with a knife, it doesn't fear the knife because it's dead already. So I have the dead goat syndrome going forward.
Is that because he was a coward and he knew that they were going to discuss Ijapa, so put a paragraph on Airbus to equalize the discussion. I mean, what stupidity is this? You are investigating Ijapa.
President Kufuor second Nyame man na to aswa akakwasi e the golden city yanya efie woche na anka hunti e be fe ye bola city na bola ajiba bia e na na do bible hu bola de bio mo ko re de wasi wo kasi se me ye nya bonia ye asante e won kaye na me ye nya den bonia na asante wo de kaye asante kaye ni se ya ba ko so ta LPP achi sama this is Yakobo da sifre sobra if it's a bit ho make that can am being push me down so what about to Obama NDC don't pass until
you must burn because we are not in leadership the country must burn and that is the problem we are seeing. When the majority leader talk about race amongst us as political elite, what he really meant is the race to the bottom. You did this to me, and I come and I do worse. Forgetting that your time is for a fixed period. Some can't tolerate hardship. Some can't tolerate hardship. And the instantaneous gratification of some that they must always be in power is what leads some to agitate. Not that they don't know the truth, or not that they don't know the right pathway. The lessons of Kenya has been lived in Ghana before. Yes. The lessons of Kenya has been lived in this country before. Let us vow as leaders that we have to collaborate and compromise and be patient to wait for your time. God gave us two things in this country. He gave us a lot of human resources and a lot of natural resources. But for the benefit of the country, we have to add value to both. The value addition to human resources is education, skill training. The value addition to natural resources is translated into finished products. Let us team ourselves together and say that any Ghanaian who goes on the street to agitate is agitating for something good, hopefully. But it's not being provoked or egged on by people who are very, very comfortable. When there is an insurrection in country, the people who suffer published as the poor. We go in millions and think that we are ostriches, it won't come to us. it will come to us. It will come to us. And we have to understand that in this country called decided that never again will somebody wake up 4 a.m. and announce on the airwaves, I've taken over. Because for all my experiences, you have never led us anywhere. The GDP in the country at a certain time was a certain coup. And after a certain time, not democracy, where Ghana was worse off. The only time in this country that we have had economic growth, consistent in economic growth, maybe not at the pace that we all want, is between 1992 and currently. Never in the period of country that we have such consistent growth. We should be lucky and thank God for the blessings God has given us. The only thing that fails when the resurrection comes, the only thing that is destroyed is the seat of democracy, and that is Parliament. The executive continues and judiciary continues. It's Parliament that brings it out. So we should not use our mouths, we should not use our tongues to wish us all well. Ghana, God has blessed Ghana, and let us all strive to live that. Thank you.
We do appreciate and admire you. Anytime you see you on the TV, immediately what comes to mind is, yes, here he comes, the chief exponent and proponent of governmental economic policies and principles. And the main reason why we in Anonymous in the Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs do really admire him and appreciate him is, and incidentally, just for the record, when one delved through the composition of membership of Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs, I can boast with my chest out that any profession within the Western world, name it, we have a member who is qualified over there. Chartered accountants, medical doctors, no mean lawyers and solicitors. I'm here, over 35 years standing. We are all composite members of Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs. So when you get this kind of caliber of body to appreciate and admire the human job he's doing, he is everywhere, giving series of keynote addresses to international workshop, seminar. Within Ghana here, we do appreciate it. And one cardinal principle that he's been enunciating all the time is, he is not one of those from the world of academia who just preach theories. He touches on greater policies and then go to the extent to analyze it in depth, break it down into minutest structures and this and that for everybody to understand and appreciate it. Let's give a hand to our Vice President. I'm not exaggerating. Series of works
for Nsem-Pii or more na Nsem so it is utie now share on my YouTube channel.
Be the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.